Hello everybody, old guy in shed. Happy New Year to you all. It's my first episode of the year. The last one I did was on Christmas Eve. And for those of you who did watch it, I alluded to a deal I was trying to do, which I didn't want to say too much about because I'm superstitious and I felt that I might jinx it if I said too much. Well, the deal came about. I'm really happy with it. I'm now going to show you it all. So, like I say, if you like the video, press the like and subscribe and share and all the other things that you're supposed to do on the YouTube thing. I'm so pleased with this little deal because the chap I did it with, we got chatting over the internet, and he wasn't happy with the bike he had. I wasn't happy with the bike I had. So we did a straight swap and we're both pleased. It was the California. You may remember, if you've watched any of my other videos, nothing wrong with the bike. I cannot fault it as a motorbike. I just didn't like it. Didn't like looking at it. It was okay to ride. I wasn't sure about the ergonomics for me, but I just had no eyes for it. But the deal we did, I am so pleased with. And I'm now going to show you what the deal was. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera round to the prettiest little bike you're likely to see in a long time. So here we have a Marini, a little Motor Marini 2C. It's the 250. It was never brought into the UK like the 350. I mean, the 3.5 is quite a popular machine. And as you may or may not remember, I used to, well, I had a couple of them. It's my first 250. I am delighted with it. It is such a pretty Italian. It is just so Italian, everything about it. And I think it is lovely. I really do like it a lot. I hope you do too. We'll just go through a few things that I intend to talk about. Firstly, the 2C. Yeah, it's fascinating because I have a Benelli 250, which is a 250 two-stroke twin called 2C. And I'm going to do a back-to-back. I'm going to do a walk around with them and back-to-back at some point in the future. And I hope that'll be interesting and fun. I hope it's going to be fun, and I'll probably do 2 rides as and when the weather permits. But undoubtedly, this is typically Italian. It's typically pretty. It doesn't have somebody had nothing to do on this bike. It you know, really titivating here and there maybe, but not a great lot to do. I did go on the internet when it arrived. To check the colour of the bloody wheels. Oh wow, mustard. It's a bit. Ooh. Sure enough, that's how they came out of the factory. These have been redone, but for sure they did them that way. So I'm going to leave them. Just going to leave them. It has little tiny things that you can, you know, for the aficionado, you can go around and go, oh, the mirrors are different one side to the. Yeah, so bloody what. The mirrors, they work. I'm not of that sort of a guy that, you know, has to have the correct bolt. If the bolt is working and it's fine, that's the end of it. But the chappie, when we were chatting about it, he said, have you got the bike? I said, no, it's not turned up yet. So only turned up at the end of the week. And he said, because we did it through couriers because of the lockdown. And I'll get to that. And he said, use one choke, turn the ignition on, and it'll go first kick. Bugger me, he was right. Absolutely, first one kick, and it was away. And it's as sweet as a nut. The little 350s were, but I wondered whether this was just, you know, barrel job, you know, sleeved barrel from the 350. So I looked it up online, and no, it is a different crank. It is stroked as well, so it truly is basically near enough slightly over square 250. and I've not ridden it, but I've read the motor and had a feel of it and made sure it ran and things like that. And it's very sharp. And I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be a good test between the 250 Benelli and the Marini, because you've got 2-stroke against 4-stroke. You've got a parallel twin against a V-twin. They're both lightweight Italian machines. So there's going to be a lot to talk about, I think, on the two bikes. And although they're both 250s, and they're both lightweights, I believe they're different enough to, warrant owning two bikes. No, it doesn't matter, does it? Owning more than one bike is always a good thing, so I'm talking rubbish now. I should stop. That's what I meant to tell you. Courier. The chap is brilliant. He's done a couple of bikes for me now. Vectora. He's called. You'd probably find him online. Vectora. His name's Tony, and he says he's going to be there at 9, and bang on 9 o'clock he's here. Never a problem. The bikes are always perfect. They're never damaged. He's just a top guy. Goes in a van, strapped down, beautiful. You just have that feeling. He's one of these guys that you can trust with your bike, and so that's a shout out to him. It's a shout out to him because he does what he says he's going to do when he says he's going to do it. That's bloody important to me, because it's an edict I had in my previous businesses. It was an old chap said it to me, and it stayed with me. He said to me, it doesn't matter if a job's going to be too long or if it's quick, it just doesn't matter, provided you do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. And it's such a good edict to have in your head when you're running a little business. Anyway, that's aside of it. I don't do that anymore, so this is what I do more than anything else for these things. Although I am still gainfully employed, this is really where my head is all the time, in these four walls with these machines, and this is one of the prettiest. It really is one of the prettiest. I know very little about its concept. I know very little about its history. I don't mean just of this particular. I mean of the 250s. All I know is that the 350s really. And this is literally a scaled down version and made pretty, and it's just a delight to have in the garage, an absolute delight. And like I say, I'll be bringing this to you with a running report and a back-to-back with the Benelli 2C. And it's just very interesting. I won't be able to say, oh, my 2C anymore, because I've got two of the bloody things, which is pretty good. Anybody knows anything about these bikes, please let me know. Because, like I say, I don't know really anything about them. Other than the fact this is a very pretty one. I do have another deal I'm trying to complete, but it does entail getting rid of the GT380 at least, because I've got the two bikes that I would be prepared to move on. The first one really is the GT380, as lovely as a bike it is, and it is a lovely bike, and it's as I said before, for its year, it was a very civilised bike when you compare it to what was around at the time, but it just doesn't fit with the Italian mood in here, with the Benelli, the Guzzies, and now the Marini, and the bike I'm after is yet another Italian bike, and it's more of a restoration project. I'll say that right off. I'm not going to say more than that because, like I said, I don't want to spoil the deal for myself, and that is one of my little foibles that I don't want to jinx the deal. So there we go. that's about it for this. Like I say, it was just really to say, wow, I've got a pretty bike, and not that that's a bad thing to say, but I would like to get into this year a little bit better with more enthusiasm. Last Christmas Eve, the last episode I did, I revisited it earlier on today, much earlier, a few hours ago, and I think I was a bit down. I think I was a little bit, sort of, oh God, what a year. And it has been a shit year last year, it was a shit year. But let's sort of get back into enjoying the job a bit more and have a bit more fun with it. And that's how I'm now feeling. I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about how I'm going to start playing with the bikes, because there's nothing left for me to do but to enjoy the bikes. And there's no good getting down about anything else. So here we go. I think we'll end there. So like, subscribe, all the rest, and we'll be having a look at this little cheeky little bike again shortly, and I'll be running it up. I need to just check a few things before doing it like that, and we'll get the Nelly 250 out. We'll get that out and compare the two and do a bit of a walk round and ooh, why did they do this and they did the other, the usual sort of garbage that we talk about, which saves us from becoming completely deranged. So there you go, folks. This is the old guy in shed saying tra for now. Look forward to a good new year. Get through this winter and into spring. Rock on. Take care of yourselves. Yeah. Best buy. Good thing.